If you want to know how to manifest anything you want and what is, in my opinion, the best technique out there, then you're going to want to watch this video. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you are all doing fabulously and getting all your desires. Just saying. Okay, so let me do some basic pitch. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithKimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. I have 2 channel memberships where I go live with my channel members twice a week. I have the exclusive lives group. I go live with them every single Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That is a zhuzh only group. We only talk about success stories only and tips and tricks. I also have the Friday hot seat group where I go live with them every single Friday at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That is the group that you can ask me anything you want regarding your circumstances, your situation, whatever. That's the group. You can do that in. It's also a trigger warning group. I mean, if you're triggered by other people's, experiences, circumstances, or whatnot, you're not going to want to join that group. However, if you do join that group, that is the group that you get the 2-for-1 for, meaning you get access to both of my channel memberships if you join the hot seat. Okay, I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper. If you'd like to hang out with this craziness outside of manifestation talk, please feel free to join me over at my other channel, which is Kimberly's Other Life, and it's literally that, Kimberly's Other Life. Shopping hauls, vlogs, all that kind of stuff. Kimberly's Other Life. I would love, if you were new, to please subscribe and hang out and be an HBIC with the rest of us. We have a very loving community over here. We're always here to help. We know this journey can be interesting and sometimes we need a zhuzh. Please subscribe and come back. We are the peeps that are going to zhuzh you. We're going to get you your manifestation. We all work together. It's seriously, it's an amazing community over here. And I'm very grateful for it. And you should join us. Also, if you could give this video a like, I would appreciate it. Giving me likes gets the videos out there to help other peeps. Just like, I don't know how you found me. Right? Somebody had to like something and that video showed up in your life somewhere. And here you are with me. And I appreciate that. But let's help other people. And that's what doing that little boop boop. That little boop boop. You giving me a like. So let's jump in. Let's talk about what I feel is the #1 best manifestation technique out there. I don't even see it as a technique, to be honest. I see it as this is living life. This is what you were doing long before you found conscious manifestation. This is literally what you were doing, except now you're smarter because your awareness is expanded. You're aware that you are pure, unadulterated consciousness. All right. I want you to get out a piece of paper, okay? We are about to define new you. We are about to define new self. We are about to define who you are if you had your manifestation, if it was already here, whatever it is. We'll use specific person as the example. So let's say that you're manifesting a specific person that you would like to have a long-term, loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with. And you want to feel secure in that relationship. You want to know that when your person goes out the door to work, there's nothing to worry about. They're coming home to you. There's no question in their faithfulness or their loyalty to you. There's no question that this is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, if that's your desire, right? That's the example we're using. Now, I will say that not everyone's new self list is going to look the same. It's not going to be defined the same. This is completely all about you and what you want and what feels good to you. This is just an example. So you are going to write down on that piece of paper what new self is in relation to the manifestation. So I'll give you my example. When I was defining new self, I asked, what did I want? And how did I want to feel? I wanted to feel like I was in the most amazing, loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. I wanted to feel safe and secure that that person was 100% loyal and, faithful to me. And I wanted to feel fearless in the face of limited beliefs, meaning I wanted to be the version of me that was in the full awareness that no limiting beliefs control me anymore. And I have broken or stepped out of any habits that kept holding me back in life. And the fear of being alone could be eliminated. The feeling of abandonment, eliminated. I wanted to be a whole new me that was so secure in love that I could just allow myself to focus on other areas of my life because I didn't have to be afraid about losing my specific person anymore. That's who I wanted to be. So that's what I would write down on my paper. And it is what I wrote down on my new self list. Now, if you are someone that multi-manifests like I do, go ahead and keep writing. If you want to define what new self is in your money department, in your career department, in your health department, in your appearance department, go right ahead. You can keep right on writing, okay? But you're going to write it down like, this is who I am now. I am this new version of myself, and I move quickly. I shift states quickly. That's who I am. I'm finally her. I am finally now the version of myself that is experiencing the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with the most amazing version of my specific person. That's who I am now. And then from there, once you're done with your little new self list or definition, you're going to ask yourself, what do I think I would really feel like if it was here, if the full manifestation was here right in front of me? What do I think that would feel like? Well, my answer was, I think I'd feel amazing, and I'd feel secure, and I'd feel safe, I'd feel happy, and I'd feel free to get other things done in my life. I'd feel free to focus on other things. I'd be content. I'd feel content. And I allowed myself to feel like that. And all it felt like to me was confidence, knowingness. What does that mean? Meaning it feels like I know this is going to manifest. I know this is going to work. And to be honest, that feeling was fleeting. So I'm going to show you that it's not necessarily the feeling of being that new self, but it's the returning to this list that we're making, the decision to be the new self. It's the returning to that is going to bring you your most amazing life. I'm just saying. But getting into and allowing yourself to ask, what would it feel like if it was here? It gets you into your imagination. It gets those juices flowing, right? Whenever we enter into our imagination, that is our God connection. That is the power behind everything we're doing. There's where your I amness is laying. That's where it is, that imagination. So when you allow yourself to think about what it would feel like if the manifestation was here, that is you embodying the state. And to be honest, you just telling yourself that you are this new self is enough. It's enough to move you. Now, after you've asked yourself, what would it feel like to be new self? You're going to ask yourself, what do I think a day in my life would look like? What do I think a day in my life living as that new self would look like? What would my morning routine be? What would my afternoon routine be? What would my evening routine be? What would my life look like? If I had to record a day in my life vlog, what would that look like as my new self? What do I think specific person would be saying to me if I was new self? And that's if you're manifesting a specific person. But remember, that's the example we're using for this video. What do I think my specific person would say to me? How do I think he or she would behave? How do I think they would treat me if I was the version of me that knew confidently, securely, that she was loved, she was chosen, she was desired, she was the girl wanted? What do I think he would say to me? How would he treat me? What things would we do together? What would a week in our life together look like? And every time you ask yourself that question and you allow your imagination to conjure up an answer, that's you embodying. That's you quantum leaping to that reality. So I'm telling you, I'm giving you a challenge. I challenge you to make this new self list. And I challenge you to tell yourself every morning before you even get out of bed that that's who you are now. You are your new self. And guess what? You don't have to run through that list every single day. Your subconscious mind knows what it means when you say new self. You'll have a flash real quick, probably faint if you're anything like me in my visuals, but it'll be your list. And it'll be you with your specific person. It'll be a boop, a little flash. Don't worry if you don't get any pictures. I never got clear pictures either. That's okay. That's not your manifestation. I'm just saying your subconscious knows you, because you see, this community has implied that our subconscious is like this separate entity within us, and it's not, right? It's not. It is all one. The universal mind, God, higher power, source energy is all one. The subconscious, the conscious mind, they are just layers of things that keep us in the awareness of being human. But we're more than that. We are pure, unadulterated consciousness. So I challenge you to tell yourself every single day that you are that new self. When your mind throws doubtful thoughts at you, I want you to tell yourself in those moments, not like thought flipping, not like being afraid because a doubtful thought came up, but simply, nope, that belongs to my old self. That's not who I am anymore. I don't have any limiting beliefs when it comes to love, relationships, or my person. Nothing to worry about. You'll see, it's just a logical thought anyway, a logical thought based off the interpretation of your current 3D. That's all it's going to be. And because it's that kind of a thought, we know that that is nothing more than your old self thinking, and we know that thoughts are just thought vehicles to other realities. So there's nothing to fear, and you're going to return to your decision. Even if you have to say that to yourself, I'm returning to my decision that I am my new self because I refuse to be my limited old self. And that is enough. And I challenge you to start doing that every single day and do it for a week and come back and let me know how you feel and what may be happening in the 3D. If you want to wait and give it a month, fine. You'll experience things for sure. It is the most powerful manifestation technique that I have myself ever applied. And I am telling you, it changed every single area in my life. And yes, this is what I used last year around this time to get me out of one of the most unfavorable states I had ever been in. And I can tell you that exact phrase, I am now the version of self that is in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, that was literally the affirmation or my way of having a hybrid inner conversation with my I amness or higher self. And it is word for word what has manifested into my reality. And it is word for word what I am experiencing with my specific person. So I know this works. It is foolproof. It works. You just have to bear in mind that logical thoughts are just thoughts to other realities, other quantum possibilities. But they don't mean you're not going to get your manifestation. And if you stick to this, you will absolutely experience every single thing that you wrote down for your new self. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.